So today we're going to talk about backflow prevention devices and getting them ready for the winter time. Oftentimes when you are on your house or at a commercial site, you're going to have a backflow device or a double check valve, which what that really means is that it's protecting the non-potable water from the potable water. And what we mean by that is potable water is what we drink and what you get out of your faucet at your home. The sprinkler system is considered non-potable water. So to code, most municipalities want a separation of that, and they require a double check valve. So today, we're just going to show you how to go through those steps. And this is typically what we find. You find a green valve box on your property, and it's in the bark or in the lawn or something like that. And what you need to do is get down on your hands and knees and expose it here. And this is typically what you'll see. Now for most folks, this is their sole turn-off of their irrigation system for the wintertime. Meaning there's no other shutoffs normally, so this is it. You have a backflow device, a double check valve, and it has two shutoffs. There's one, this is the flow of water. This is the shutoff for that side of the double check. The double checks meaning the check valves are in here. And this is the secondary one. Now for the wintertime or in southern Oregon area, we're not required to drain a system or use a high pressure compressor to blow out the irrigation system, because the frost level is not as deep as you may have like in Bend, maybe even Klamath Falls. Ours is rarely beyond 12 inches of freeze depth. So what we do is how I usually like, because they're all dark, scary place, and they usually have a lot of black widows or critters in here, and we just like take a screwdriver and kind of, clear it out. Make sure you have gloves on. And really it's a straightforward process. You just come up to the valve and you shut it off. Some of them are tight. And there's a black widow right there. Back around. There we go. And by that valve being up and down, the water flows like this. So this has shut it off, keeping the water from flowing through the device any further to your automatic valves that are operated by your clock or your irrigation timer.
So just to recap, the handle is now in the perpendicular position as opposed to the horizontal position. Off, on, inlet, outlet.
So we have, these are the test cocks, and all these mean, there's 4 of them, and all these really are for two things. One is for the device to be tested annually, and you can see a tag that oftentimes will be placed on there after the technicians that come and test those. And these are also the drain out for the system to relieve the pressure, because in the wintertime you don't want water sitting in this device with pressure on it, because water expands once it gets frozen. So you go to these test cocks. You don't need to do the one that's before, because that's before the check valve itself. So usually you can leave that one open if you don't have another shutoff prior to, which we do not. So you just unscrew these little caps. Just don't lose those little guys, because you want to put those back on there so they don't get plugged up. And then you're going to turn these. They have a lot of little screwdriver, and it's like Rod was just talking about. When they're in a perpendicular mode, they're shut off. But when you go to a vertical, go to a vertical or in line or horizontal with this test cock, the water kind of bubbles out there. So here's another one you kind of want to watch, because this is right towards my face here. So when you open it, sometimes they can be under pressure and they can get you. So you just kind of want to make sure you're clear of that and see how that water comes out of there. And then you leave those open like that. You take your caps and you put them back on just loosely. You don't want to put them on tight, because you want the water to be able to get out of there. Just like that. And then after that completion, you just put your lid back on and that system shut off for the wintertime.
You have successfully shut down your backflow system.